you a dairy producer? Or do you grow grapes, nuts, fruits, or vegetables? We have it all with American Vineyard, Pacific Nut Producer, California Fresh Fruit, California Dairy, and Vegetable West magazines. Subscribe for free now at malcolmmedia.com to stay current on the freshest news in your industry.
Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with Pacific Nut Producer magazine, reporting to you from Chandler Farms in Parlier, where Kris Tollerup from the UC Cooperative Extension held an ant meeting for the growers where he discussed ant identification biology and the importance of controlling them in almonds.
In almonds we have a unique situation where there could be several ant species, but primarily the ant species that we're worried about are the fire ant and the pavement ant. Southern fire ant, western fire ants, there's a couple different species in there. You see more than one of more than the other. So a proper identification is important to understand that. You'll see native gray ants, but they're not typically a problem. Ants in almonds, those species will feed directly on the nuts when they're harvested. The University of California has recommendations, guidelines for monitoring ants, and that is you're looking at around 1,000 square foot areas, counting the number of active nests, and making an evaluation from that point. And there is a table available on the guidelines that relates the number of nests and the number of days you expect those nuts to be on the ground, because they don't get up in the trees to feed on those nuts, but they feed on the nuts while they're on the ground. So it's very important to try and get them off the ground as fast as you can. The baits, there's some very, very good bait tools available. However, you must keep in mind that some of the insect growth regulator baits, esteem and extinguish, take much longer to work. So you have to think about how far you have to back up before harvest to apply those, typically around 8 weeks. Clinch is a stomach poison, it's abamectin, around 6 weeks before it really, really is effective. We're looking at clinch and Ultravin. That's a relatively new bait on the market. Control the ants that we typically find in almonds that are the pests. So a product like Ultravin has a very, very good niche in that it controls ants. It knocks down those populations very, very quickly. 3 days, 7 days, and you get very, very good control. The one caveat is don't use the product too early. It's recommended that it's about a week before harvest. You want to make sure that the ground is dry with any of these baits, around 48 hours before you put the bait on, and around 24 hours after you apply the bait to give the ants a chance to pick it up. Under relatively high pressure, ants can cause a considerable amount of damage, 2%, 4%, which really is unacceptable. So it is important to control your ants if you have enough of them out there.
Learn more about controlling ants in almond orchards in the coming issue of Pacific Nut Producer magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.